on. So, what's the latest with that? By the way, traffic managers and of course control room, you can keep us posted on that one. Those of you making that journey to the island, we can tell you the Third Milan Bridge is still very, very accessible. You can navigate through that corridor. Also, Ikorodu Road, I understand, is still looking good. Mile 2 corridor movement from Ijesha proceeding through Second Rainbow, linking up with Mile 2 OK, looking good. Return journey not bad at all. Descending Mile 2 Bridge, linking up with Signal Barracks down to Alaba Suru, still very much in good shape as well. Same for your return journey down to Mile 2 underneath the bridge. Slightly busy underneath Mile 2 Bridge. This is due to high influx and lots of vehicles down to Doba. Doba connecting First Act First Gate, proceeding through Agboju, proceeding to Alakija and Abuliadu is also good as well. Movement around Alakija, First Act side, as well as Navy Town is still very much in good shape as we speak right now. Return journey from Abuliado proceeding through Alakija down to Agboju. First Act up to up to Ekomog is also still very good for now. The 4 cardinal angles of Apple Junction all very much in good shape as we speak. All right, then, so we'll be serving you more helpings as they come in from time to time. All right, so before we engage in the conversation this morning that talks about exportation or exports in the year 2025, let's connect with Dayo Anthony as she brings us the latest gist in the maritime world.
On the maritime news today, Nigeria's inaugural shipment under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area (AfTA) has successfully arrived at the port of Mombasa in Kenya, making a historic milestone for the continent's trade and economic integration effort. A senior trade expert at the Nigeria AfTA Coordination Office, Olusegun Olutayo, said a historic moment, realization of vision of continent founding fathers and mothers. He added that in the face of rising global geopolitical tension and economic fragmentation, AfTA presents a unique opportunity for Africa to use the trade as a powerful tool for boosting market access and integration among member states. He highlighted the role of AfTA. The first shipment, consisting of synthetic fragment product from Lucky Fiber Limited, a subsidiary of Tolaram Group, was exported under AfTA's preferential trade terms. Now, Olutayo also praised President Bola Tinubu's bold economic reforms, crediting them with enabling Nigeria's active participation in AfTA. In another development, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboye Gaoyitola, has expressed concern that the proposed capital budget of 11.7 billion naira and overhead of 453.9 million allocated to his ministry for 2025 are insufficient to address its operational and developmental needs. Speaking during the 2025 budget defense before the Joint Committee of the Senate on Marine Transport and House Committee on Ports and Harbour, Maritime Safety and Education Administration, Inland Waterways and Shipping Services, the minister emphasized the necessity of increased funding to achieve the ministry's mandate effectively. Now, Itola revealed that on December 2024, the ministry has spent about 10 billion out of its 2024 capital appropriation of 10.8 billion naira, leaving a balance of 874.7 million naira. He said the remaining amount is scheduled for expenditure in the first quarter of 2025. He also noted that the ministry fully utilized its 191.1 million overhead allocation for 2024 and received a take-off grant of 625 million naira, out of which 523.8 million was committed to various activities, including the funding for the Siabari Denatment. And finally, in the news, in a bold and controversial inauguration speech on Monday, President Donald Trump vowed to take back U.S. control of the Panama Canal, invoking the 19th century concept of manifest destiny to outline his vision for territorial and space expansion during his second term. Now, doubling down on earlier threats, Trump accused Panama of violating agreement tied to the 1999 transfer of the canal and claimed it has ceded operational control to China, allegations which Panama has repeatedly denied. They said, and I quote, "We didn't give it to China, we gave it to Panama and we're taking it back," Trump declared, without providing specific on when and how this will be achieved. Panama's President Osirao Mulino swiftly responded on social media, reaffirming that the canal is under Panamanian control and operation. His refusal to rule out military intervention has drawn criticism from across Latin America, including U.S. allies. The canal is and will continue to be responsible for global trade, including the United States. Let's go back to Victor Oteri for more conversation.
Nigerian shippers cancel day to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them for you.
Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council they feel in a parole now for every level, and as soon as goods they move from port A go enter port B with a measure within on a need. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't sharp proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country port economic regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem when shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily. Papa, email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng. Allow us on top 0818-888-8895 or 0703-584-6468. Nigerian Shippers Council with the meeting now for the port of an need.
The Nigerian Shippers Council is now better poised with responsive systems in place to help you and other shippers get seamless, stress-free transition for your clients' goods from point A to B. Today at the Nigerian Shippers Council, timeliness, orderliness, transparency and efficiency is all we care about. Put your complaint through to our helpline 0818-888-8895. Visit us at number 4 Ayodele Shoyode Lane, Apapa, Lagos, or reach us on www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the port of your needs.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're back from the news. Still dwelling on that update. I understand the slow movement from Eko Bridge inwards Akpongbo. This is due to repairs of the expansion joint on Eko Bridge by NEPA. Take note of that if you are driving through that corridor. But the good news, we've got some traffic personnel on ground trying to manage the situation. Another breakdown to report is the overnight breakdown of a loaded 40-foot Mack truck with a bearing hub problem at Otto Wharf. This is on the main carriageway inwards Oshodi. Take note of that. It cannot be towed. It had to be fixed on that spot. Control room, you can keep us posted on what's happening with that impediment as well. All right, then. So we did talk about that Eco Bridge, or that corridor. It's pretty slow if you're driving through that. And it's as a result of that rehabilitation work which is ongoing there. Most of you that are within that location, you're having it pretty slow as a result of that. This one says, good morning. Kathleen reached out to the team working on the section of Eco Bridge inwards Akpongbo to manage the traffic better. It is only a small section that they are working on, and it is backlogging traffic all the way to Alaka, even when the whole of Eco Bridge it was under repairs. It didn't create this much traffic. All right, thank you so much for your concern. We'll send that across to the traffic managers as well. All right, so today on the program, we're prospecting the future of Nigeria's export in 2025 and beyond. Let me bring my guest to the microphone. Dr. Obiora Madu is one of the regulars on this program. He is a Director General, African Center for Supply Chain and immediate past President, Association of Outsourcing Professionals of Nigeria, AOPN. Nice to have you join us, Dr. Obiora Madu. Good morning and Happy New Year.
Good morning, Victor, and Happy New Year.
Great. Let's start our conversation by glancing through the mirror of assessment this morning, just to reflect on where we are and how far we've come. So, how did Nigeria fare with our exports in 2024?
Well, not too much of improvement, because you can't be doing something the same way and expecting a better result. In some quarters, there were a bit of minor increases. In some quarters, there were major decreases. So, as a whole, we are still not optimizing our opportunities in export.
Okay.
We're leaving a lot of money on the table for other people to pick up.
All right.
So hopefully this year
Things will be
more
better.
strategic and then exploit the opportunities that we have.
Right.
So for me, that's by way of summary.
Our
We are not
performance.
doing badly,
Right.
but we can do a lot better.
Let's talk about our performance, our logistics performance index for last year. How did we perform in that regard?
We didn't perform too well. We did not perform too well because a lot of areas were still very, very weak. Our position was 114 out of 139 that were graded. Rather, our position was 101. A little better than it was.
Okay.
In infrastructure, we ranked 108 in 2023. In international shipments, we ranked 111. Logistics competence, we ranked 81st. That tells you that what we are doing in logistics education, that the result is beginning to show.
Okay.
In logistics performance index.
All right.
That's actually the best score we had. Then tracking and tracing, we ranked 105. And then timeliness of shipments in and out, we ranked 109.
All right. Now,
So these are rankings for 2023 because the 2024 results
is yet to be out.
are yet to be out.
Right.
Yes.
Now,
So generally, our logistics performance index needs to improve.
which is very, very
It
correct.
needs to improve.
Yes. So, who does this ranking? Dr. Obi Ramadu?
World Bank. It's a World Bank logistics performance index, and it is published annually, and it's available on the internet for anybody to go and check.
Right. So there are some areas where we have some marginal gains, like the one you talk about, areas of shipment, ranking 81st. That should be celebrated.
That is competence.
Okay.
Competence. Logistics competence.
Right. So that is to be celebrated.
Yes. The soft infrastructure is doing a lot better than every other place.
Okay, let's begin to project into 2025 now. A few days ago, the American president was sworn in, President Donald Trump. What's going to be the impact of President Trump's presidency on Nigeria's exports?
Looking at President Trump's stance, there's likely going to be a significant negative impact of the Trump presidency on our export.
Why do you say that?
Because Trump may not likely extend AGOA, which is ending, I think, about September 2025.
That's the African Growth Opportunities
African
Act.
Growth and Opportunities Act.
Right.
African Growth and Opportunities Act. Trump has also hinted of increasing tariffs across board. So with these things, these very situations, we are going to be affected negatively, most likely. But the only area that we may gain is the fossil fuel. Because Trump doesn't believe in this climate change, alternative energy, and the rest of them. So that might help our oil.
Okay.
That might help our oil export. But his stance in other areas is likely going to affect our other exports, including food and the rest of them, negatively.
Right. So Nigeria should be prepared for these 4 years. Should we be holding it with some kind of trepidation? Is that the approach?
Yeah, but actually, that is not the challenge. This AGOA has been there for 25 years. What did we make out of it? That is the question. We're just talking about it. It affects the whole continent, but we as a country, what did we make out of AGOA as long as it lasted?
Right. So from your perspective,
because we had no strategies.
Right. And I'm just curious now, for those who do not know, what did we really do with AGOA and how far did we go with it?
That's what I'm trying to explain, that so many African countries have been boosted heavily as a result of the participation in AGOA. And that opportunity was available for about 36 African countries approved. About 6,400 items into America, duty-free, quota-free. You can't have anything better than that. But if you look at the figure written for Nigeria against AGOA, 90-something% of the figure you see is oil. AGOA was not set up for oil. There are a lot of other things, textiles. African countries are making a kill. I mean, there's a company in Ghana who exports stockings to under AGOA.
Right.
So many countries, shea butter and the rest of them, I mean, we are not even seen on the export market of shea butter. It's Ghana, it's Burkina Faso, it's Mali. Meanwhile, a lot of the shea butter we're talking about come from Nigeria because we produce 6% of the world's share. So I don't know. We really need to get our acts together.
Right.
That opportunity, if Trump does not extend it, it's gone. Even if he extends it, we have to go back to the drawing board on how to take advantage of it.
Right. So one of the issues that normally crops up a lot of times is our competitiveness. Dr. Obiora, and I know you've discussed this on this program before. Going forward in 2025, what are the things that we need to do to be nationally competitive?
I think the biggest challenge to our competitiveness is logistics infrastructure. That's actually the biggest. There is absolutely nothing wrong with our commodities. We have among the best commodities you can think of in the world. Our cocoa has a different flavor. Our sesame seed oil is among the best. In fact, our ginger is the only ginger in the world that has specialty oil. So nothing wrong with our commodities. But the fact is that this infrastructure is where the challenge is.
Right.
Because it's raising the cost of doing business. We have inadequate transportation network, inefficient custom procedures, limited warehouse and storage, poor tracking and tracing, because these are all the things that are affecting our performance in the logistics performance index.
Right.
Then, of course, talk about corruption and bureaucracy.
Okay, so yes,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Yeah, so I was saying that there's a huge benefit that we could gain from if we improve our logistics infrastructure, increase export competitiveness. That's number one. Then, of course, transaction costs can be reduced. Experience shows that at certain time in the season, some export products, commodities in Nigeria, their prices locally is higher than the international market price. Everybody has access to the spot market prices now.
All right.
So then, of course, we can improve delivery times if the logistics infrastructure improve, quality of service, and increase in economic growth and opportunity. Because all these things about creating job and the rest of them, if you improve infrastructure, you boost opportunity.
Right.
What will happen is that people are going to be employed and the economy is going to be better for it. So that is it. We need to do something about our logistics infrastructure because that is the main thing that is holding us down.
All right.
In competitiveness.
Logistic infrastructure is one. What about certification of our products, Dr. Obiora? I was speaking with somebody was heading one of the chambers of company chambers in Nigeria, and he did say hello, can you hear me? Hello.
I'm hearing you now. Can you come with the question again?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was talking about certification of our products, certification of our commodities. That's another major challenge. Can you just speak to that? Because I was speaking with someone who was heading one of the chambers.
It's actually breaking. It's breaking. I'm not getting the question. It's breaking.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to take a short break then. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Prospecting the future of Nigeria's exports in 2025 and beyond is our focus this morning. Dr. Obiora Amadu is our guest, Director General, African Center for Supply Chain. We're going to take a short break. When we return, we'll find out from him what we can do to ensure that most of Nigerian commodities are certified in the international community, and then we can make as much gains as what is required. A brief break, we'll be back.
Nigerian shippers cancel day to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them for you.
Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council, they feel in a parole now for every level. And as soon as goods, they move from port A, go enter port B with a measure within on a need. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't shop proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country port economic regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem when shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily. Papa, email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng. Allow us on top 0818-888-8895 or 0703-584-6468. Nigerian Shippers Council with the meeting for the port of Nanir.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Maritime today is the program, and I still have with me on the line this morning Dr. Obiora Amadu. We're looking at perhaps prospecting Nigeria's export in the year 2025 and beyond, and he's taking us to the classroom. Odunola is still very much within that corridor, and he's saying this is not funny towards Eco Bridge, still very much on the standstill. Traffic managers there, help us with the latest. There's a rehabilitation work which is ongoing at Eco Bridge inwards Akpogbon. So it's really affecting those of you on that corridor. It says Odunola is still connecting with us there. It says still very much at one position. Oh, sorry for that. All right. But those of you on the Third Milan Bridge, you're still having it good navigating through that corridor. Let me take his call. Hello there.
Hello.
Yeah, traffic manager.
Traffic manager from Eco Bridge.
All right, talk to me.
Yeah, I confirm it to you. Men are very much on ground at that location. Due to the rehabilitation work, expansion joints are going on at that end.
Okay.
Just 50% of the lane being cordoned off at that end. But we are very much on ground and still managing what we have.
Okay.
We just urge Oteri to just be coming, no impediment within. I confirm it to you. It was very much on ground. Just a moving one.
All right then.
It's just an eye info.
Okay.
Just to give you update.
All right, thank you very much, traffic manager within that Eco Bridge end. He's just called in to say, well, they're still working on it. Flash update coming in from Olubimi Onobanjo from the control room. That overnight impediment of a broken down 40-foot Mack truck has been taken off. That's within the Mile 2 corridor. So it's much better within that end right now. All right, Dr. Madu, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Victor.
All right, so let's get back to this. So you've spoken a lot about what is not really working. Let's talk about the role of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. What can they do to really improve things, especially the certification of our commodities?
I want to say that exporting is like a tripod. It succeeds on a tripod. The development, the promotion, and the capacity building. These are three major things. And if you look at that, then you will see actually that it is not only the responsibility of Export Promotion Council, but unfortunately, Export Promotion Council have been saddled with all the three things put together. For example, if we come to the quality of our goods, which has suffered most recently, it is not directly the responsibility of Export Promotion Council to ensure the quality of goods. That's why you have government agencies, particularly the quarantine.
Okay.
Then there's other development that need to happen in the ecosystem to be able to make things easier. Like if you have a functional commodity exchange, you have registered warehouses, because these are critical things that helps export to particularly from the quality point of view.
All right.
So Export Promotion Council is doing a lot in promotion. They're also doing a lot in development, but they are not actually set up, structured for capacity building. But they are also struggling to do that. So we need to disaggregate the responsibilities in export. And stop looking at it from the point that it is only Export Promotion Council.
All right, so for our yams, for instance, Dr. Madu, because when I was speaking with the president of the AF Stakeholders Forum in Abuja last week, he did talk about Nigerians' yam not being certified internationally, and they're being smuggled via the borders to Ghana and exported. So what can we do in regard to that? I mean, as regards to that this year?
If we are smuggling it to Ghana and be able to export it, and then it is certified, then it means that something is wrong with the system, not the yam. You see, our integrity quotient internationally is very low. And if we want to promote our export, this is something that we need to fight. We really need to fight it, because the world must identify you as a destination where quality products come from.
Right.
Otherwise, everything that comes from you is suspect. So we really need to work on that. The same thing with shea butter. People are smuggling shea nut to crush in either Togo or to be able to export, and that is not good for the country at all.
Right.
It's affecting practically everything in export.
All right, some messages are coming in here for you. Yes, some messages are coming in here for you, Dr. Obiora. This one says, good morning, Victor.
Okay.
Good morning, Victor and Dr. Obiora. How can Nigeria transition from being an import-dependent nation to an export-driven economy? Ifeanyi is sending that one in. Another one here says, how can Nigeria fully maximize its agricultural export potentials? You didn't put your name. This one says, good morning. This is a good one. My question is, what steps should Nigeria take to improve non-oil exports? Charles from Magodo is sending that one in. All right, so I just wanted to react to all of this because of time constraints now. So, non-oil exports, what can we do?
I think non-oil export is a lot of work needs to be done. Export culture, first of all. Do we have an export culture where everybody is conscious that this thing that everybody who is involved in the process always remember that this product is going out of the country, and we must make sure that everything is in order. Then, synergy. Some government agencies who have nothing to do with export are struggling to push themselves into export and becoming a cog in the wheel of progress for exporters. So we need to remove all those things. We need, at a national level, I think we need a strategic committee. Finland did it. Anybody who has export challenge will report to that committee, and without writing a memo, that committee is mandated by the president to resolve that very particular challenge. So it's talking about the agro. How do we improve agro?
Yeah.
Agriculture is different. Agribusiness is there. So where you have agri-processing, secondary, primary, and the rest of them.
Okay.
So once we can improve, really a lot has happened. I mean, I went to some conferences. The kind of food packaging I saw were fantastic. Our people are ingenious, actually, but the system
is not
system and the processes need to be improved.
All right, this one says, are there emerging industries, e.g., tech, creative industries, that can boost Nigeria's export profile? And one more. This one says, what lessons can Nigeria learn from other emerging markets with successful export strategies? Ezekiel is sending that one in from Airport Road. So, are there emerging things like tech? Can tech bring a revolution?
Of course, Victor, that drives us back to what we have been talking about, which is services export. Under tech, what you have is services export. Services export generally will boost our economy if we could face it. Generate employment, like outsourcing alone, generate solid employment. Then, of course, also have a lot of freelance people that can be who are working for foreign companies that can be captured. A whole lot of things, but we are not paying attention. Services is about 50-something% of our GDP locally. So that tells you that it is huge. What component of those services are being exported? We don't even have the records. So, if we could improve so many African countries, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, Egypt, they're all ahead of us, both in outsourcing and everything.
Right. So,
these things are doable. They are not rocket science.
All right, then. So as we round this off this morning, Dr. Obiora Amadu, does the profile look very bright? Does our export profile look bright for 2025?
My answer is yes. Why not? Yes, because we have practically everything that we need. It's just to harness it. And to harness it means some level of political will. You have to get some people out of the way by force, and you have to insist that certain things happen, and then, of course, stop unnecessary bureaucracy which affects timeliness of export.
If you're going to advise Mr. President right now, what would you tell Mr. President to do in order to improve our exports in 2025?
Set up a strategic export committee under the presidency who will go to demolish all those challenges on the way, and then stand by to any export challenge encountered by an exporter, and then that committee will solve it under 24 hours.
All right. We'll leave it at that for now. It's always a thing of joy having you on the program. Dr. Obiora Amadu, thank you so much for talking to us on the program this morning.
My pleasure, Victor. Thank you very much for having me.
He is very, very seasoned in this particular area as we prospect the future of Nigeria's exports in 2025. Dr. Obiora Amadu is Director General, African Center for Supply Chain and immediate past President, Association of Outsourcing Professionals of Nigeria. We have to go. The program has been produced by Dayo Anthony. I say a big thank you to Rebecca Adamu, who's Assistant Director Public Relations for the Nigerian Shippers Council. In the studios this morning, Fakorede Mary and Oyewole Deborah. Not forgetting our social media team, as well as Remy Aluko. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Oteri. Have a great day.